Hello and welcome to Frontrunner Motorsport. Formula 2 finished on the same weekend as Formula 1, so it's time to dissect the most disappointing and most surprising drivers of 2023. We start at the lower end of the spectrum, the most disappointing, which I will admit was a difficult list to fill this year. The drivers I thought would do well, did well, and I had little hope for the rest of the field before the season began. I can't call Jehan Deruvala disappointing when he did exactly as I thought he would. I can call him hopeless and hope his move to Formula E with Maserati goes well, because even he doesn't want third in Formula 3 back in 2019 to be his career peak. So with that, let's look at the 5 most disappointing drivers of the 2023 Formula 2 Championship. Make sure you subscribe and let's jump right in. But the entire PHM racing team. We start with an entire team and not just a driver. In fact, the drivers didn't disappoint. I knew Roy Nissany and Brad Benavides were going to be pants, and they were pants with extra skid marks. I even said PHM would finish last in the standings, which they did, with 0 points. No, they are on the list of most disappointing just for the sheer lack of imagination when picking drivers. I know money probably plays a huge part in this, but this was Roy Nissany's 5th Formula 2 season, and he still never finished higher than 16th overall in the final standings. Brad Benavides had finished 22nd in Formula 3 and showed nothing that suggested he was a suitable choice for Formula 2, and replacing him mid-season with Josh Mason, an average driver who was far from ready, paid off as well as you think it would, last in the standings. At least lessons will have been learned and they won't do this again by signing Joshua Durskin, an average Formula Regional European driver who is far from ready and has done nothing to suggest he's a suitable choice for Formula 2. Isaac Hager. The young Frenchman is very gifted and I have seen very good drives from him in the past. He absolutely deserves the Formula 1 test drives with Red Bull and the opportunity to race in Formula 2. But his debut season with High-Tech was a tough watch. A single podium in Austria and only 14th overall, with plenty of errors and thrown away points along the way. He'll move to Campos for 2024, which has hardly been a top team in Formula 2. Only Luca Giotto, Jack Aitken and Ralph Boschung have finished in the top 10 in the Drivers' Championship with Campos. Given Isaac Hager has never won a championship on his way up to Formula 2, and he is very unlikely to do so with Campos, his best chance may have come and gone. Dennis Hager. Norwegian Formula 3 champion Dennis Hager took part in his 2nd Formula 2 championship and did just about the same. He did okay, but there wasn't much in the way of progress. In 2022 with Prema, he managed 2 wins, 10th overall and 115 points. In 2023 with MP, he managed 2 wins, 8th overall and 113 points. He has another year at MP to do better, but he no longer has the backing of Red Bull, meaning that final step up to Formula 1 may never come unless another team sees value in him. He finished 2nd at Macau and now needs a really good 2024 to keep his name relevant. Enzo Fittipaldi. Talking of names that need to stay relevant, the Fittipaldi name has a long and interesting history with Formula 1, with even Pietro Fittipaldi getting a couple of races. But Enzo Fittipaldi will not be with Carlin in Formula 2 in 2024, so will he change teams or move on? I think he's a good fit for IndyCar personally. Another series with a lot of Fittipaldis in the racing history books. Enzo finally took his first F2 win at Spa, and he got a few podiums but only managed a half-decent 7th overall, a long way off the championship lead. Whatever he does in 2024, he needs to be in title contention. I imagine Formula 2 with a new team, but he could end up somewhere else. Super Formula, World Endurance, maybe over in America, who knows. Arthur Leclerc. Poor Arthur Leclerc, he has failed to match his brother Charles's performances in the lower formula and looks so much further off Formula 1 after a really poor season with Dams. The 2022 Formula Regional Asia champion failed to win Formula 3, never finishing higher than 6th overall, and in his first year of Formula 2 he got a best finish of 3rd in Australia and failed to score points at more than half of the races. Not helped by teammate Ayumu Iwaza being a title contender for a long portion of the season, Charles Leclerc was a GP3 and Formula 2 champion when he got to Formula 1 and has since finished runner-up in Formula 1. Arthur Leclerc has a 6th in Formula 3 and 15th in Formula 2, so it's unlikely he's going to follow in the footsteps of his older brother. So they are my 5 most disappointing Formula 2 drivers of 2023. Let me know in the comments your thoughts, whether you agree or disagree. Maybe another driver entirely disappointed you. Make sure you subscribe to the channel for more motorsport. You don't want to miss out on my top 5 most surprising Formula 2 drivers of 2023 now, do you? Thank you very much for watching and have a good one.